Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Best Day Ever podcast. I am your host, Olivia Spar, and I feel like it's been a minute. That's because it's been almost 2 months. And fun fact, it has been almost 1 year since the Best Day Ever podcast started, since the birth of the Best Day Ever mindset has begun in my life, because that is where it's all rooted in just what I have just been realizing in my daily life, and realizing just some perspectives and shifts that really allowed me to live in a state of joy at all times and just be grateful for so many things. Was waking up every day and being like, today's the best day ever. And I'm going to remind you why today's the best day ever. And that's because yesterday is gone. Everything of the past, all the things that you're bottling up, holding on to, the things that are literally keeping you from moving forward, all those things are gone. Like they're done. They're in the past, they're gone. And we are not guaranteed tomorrow. We're not guaranteed that we're gonna have time tomorrow to do the things that we've been dreaming to do. We're not guaranteed that we're even gonna wake up tomorrow. We're not guaranteed that we're gonna have another opportunity for what you were just presented with today. Like, we're not guaranteed that you're gonna be able to spend more time with your mom and your dad or your friends or your siblings. We're not guaranteed tomorrow. And what are we left with? Yes, I really just left you with a moment to answer it. So whether you're in your car, maybe you're sitting in class, maybe you are, I don't know, you could be anywhere in the world right now, because I am literally right sitting here in Italy. But wherever you are right now, I'm gonna ask you that again. If we're not guaranteed tomorrow and yesterday is gone, what are we left with? And what we are left with is today. And even more than that, we are literally only guaranteed this moment, like this literal second that we're living in, which makes me want to thank you for spending this moment with me, because I'm very grateful to be here with you right now. And with that, before we even move on to just what this podcast is going to be about, which is, as you can see from the title, is going to be a little story time update on what life has been like in Italy, and the truth that I just don't have it all together based off what you might see on social media. So that is my encouragement to you today, right now, in this moment. I just want to tell you right now that where you are is exactly where you're meant to be, and there's no other time like the present. Like truly, there literally is no other time than this present moment that we're living in. And whatever it is that's holding you back from just going all in into your passions, your dreams, and whatever makes you think that you just can continue to live thinking that there's just always going to be like time in the future to finally get started on whatever it is you want to do. I just want to tell you the truth, like there isn't, because that's what I have been realizing myself. I've been holding on to the idea that like I had the future, like yeah, maybe one day there'll be time, or like, this is specifically in regards to like me finally pursuing my passions, which we're gonna get into later. I just always would tell myself like, yeah, like, big things are coming, or yeah, you'll have time for it. But honestly, the truth is like, no, like big things are not coming unless you finally take action and put work, like take the time to put in work to what it is, whatever it is that you want to do. And I just want to encourage you that today is truly the best day ever. Today is a gift. You're exactly where you're meant to be. Just keep going, and don't forget, don't lose sight on whatever it is that's keeping you motivated right now, that whatever you're passionate about, whether it's university and you're trying to get that degree that you've been working towards, and you're feeling sometimes like that you just want to like stop, and who knows, maybe that is also your calling to just stop school, which is also okay. But I also want to encourage you, if you're someone that wants to finish school, I want to encourage you that you're on the right path, and the time is going to come when this literally is all just going to be a memory one day. And whatever it is for you, I just want to be here as your friend to encourage you and just tell you like you are on the right path. and I feel like I just threw so many words at you. But right now we are going to get into what this podcast is about, my journey here in Italy, and the reality that Olivia, I just don't have it all together. I literally don't. Every other day I feel like I have no clue what I'm doing sometimes. But how this is me literally telling you right now that I have been someone who has just always relied on time and thinking that I have the future and thinking that I'll always just have like the opportunity, and finally waking up to the fact, which is why I'm sitting here right now, like finally recording this episode, because I'm waking up to the fact that we actually don't have time. You know, we don't always have time, and it's not gonna come unless you create that time and you create that dedication and you just start. Like, you literally just start. Like my mentality is I just want to be someone who stops overthinking and overanalyzing everything, and I just want to do it. Like, I want to be a doer, and it's good to rest on things and take your time to research and plan out whatever it is that you're dreaming up. But it also comes to a point where you can only do so much planning and thinking. You just have to start. So this is me right now telling you that I am going to just begin to get better at really going all into my passions. And that's what this year is all about anyway. I just graduated university in May from Westchester University of Pennsylvania. Hashtag Rams up. I just graduated with a degree in international relations and political science and a minor in Italian. I literally don't know why I got that degree in that specific major. I actually originally was accepted to schools for engineering. I thought I was going to be in environmental engineering, and I was going to be a sustainable fashion designer. And honestly, when the pandemic hit and I was taking these computer science classes at Westchester, because they at the time did not offer any engineering majors outside of biomedical engineering, I was like, okay, I don't want to be a computer scientist. And props to you if you are, because honestly, my brother is, and he is one of the most hardworking people I've ever met. And he also comes up with like the coolest, craziest like gadgets, and I'm just like, how does your brain think like that? But and also props to you if you also have been someone who is like me and you're always thinking about your passions, but you actually went for it. And because that is so inspiring for me as well. And if this is true for you, like, I honestly would love for you right now to message me on my Instagram. It's at livefromjoy, LIVFROMJOY. Yes, I made a new Instagram because it's all about how I live my life. I want to always live from a state of joy. So anyway, props to you if you're someone who has had passions and desires on your heart and you finally have just took steps to do it. And I'd actually love for you if you're willing to share what you did to finally start going after the things in your life that inspire you and that make you truly excited to be alive. Because I think it'd be really awesome to share that with other people who need that encouragement, and even myself. So I graduated with that degree, and the reason I ended up picking that after dropping computer science is because I was like, I love people, and I was like, I love the opportunity to travel, and I love document life. And like, COVID brought that realization, those three things. I love people, like I literally love meeting people. I love strangers, like it literally gives me life, like just meeting people. I love documenting life, making videos, journaling, and then I just love, wait, what was it? The three? Yeah, people, travel, and documenting life, yes. And of course, documenting life through videos and seeing the world, seeing new cultures. So that's what embarked me on this journey after I graduated. I graduated with literally no plans, and then I Googled an internship for this ministry I had just spent the last 2 years serving with, and I saw there was an opening needed for a videographer intern. I'm like, could this be any more perfect? I'm like, videographer that will travel and meet people. It was literally everything that I wanted to start pursuing. So that's what I did. I literally spent the last 2 months traveling all through Europe every day making a video. And I don't know if you've ever been in a kind of position like that where time is just not on your side and you constantly have projects needing to be done, but that was me. I've made over 60 videos this summer, basically doing daily recaps of what was going on for this camp for the children. I was recording promo videos, I was recording skits and little scenes and acts that would then be displayed to go along with the story that's being told through the cast. During these camps, I was doing it all, and I was most of the time working on my own. I was filming and editing every day, and sometimes I was even making like 2 or 3 videos a day. It was insane. But along with that, if like there's anything God taught me during that time, it's that I am capable of making several videos in a day and working under pressure and having literally no time, or needing to, I don't even know, like just needing to get stuff done even if I don't think I can. Like he showed me time after time, that's how you say it, time after time. He was showing me time after time that I can do it even though I thought it would be impossible. So I spent the summer doing that, and then after the summer, one of my really good friends, Sarah, invited me to Albania to come back to her home, and that's what I did. I spent the month of September in Albania, and that time just consisted of honestly just a lot of just daily life and going to the market, and we were doing some meetings with the ministry. I was attending church, and I was just basically living like a local gal from Tirana, and that was just a really sweet month. And I was learning how to cook so many traditional dishes. I loved my time in Albania. Like it was the sweetest time. They have an artificial lake that we would spend so many days walking around hammocking. It was just a sweet time, like after having one of like the busiest summers ever, and seeing so many amazing places. It was a much needed time to slow down, and I wasn't expecting that I wouldn't be going back home to the States right away. Like I thought I'd be going home by that time, and then I ended up being there, and that was just the best. And that time there really gave me like a lot of revelation on how God can use me, use my gifts, my talents that he's given me to really serve others. Because honestly, at the end of the day, I'm like, I feel the most full when I get to serve and help people, and he showed me like a lot of ways in the future. So stay tuned for what can happen. That might be happening actually in a couple months back in Albania. But yeah, so I was in Albania for the month of September, and then the timing worked out really well that I was going to be able to go to Italy. So I spent the whole month of October in Italy, and my mom had got a home here in the region of Tuscany, and so I just want to like replay so many things that happened. So I show up to the airport in Rome. I take like a 2-hour train ride, and I arrive to the train station where I was gonna be waiting for the contractor who's working on the house, because we literally like don't have a kitchen, didn't have any beds, like everything that was done was like the painting, and there was like walls that were put down and stuff. We had the flooring, but like we basically just have like the house, and we had like 1 bathroom finished and no shower. So So I'm like just completely I'm like, okay, like just showing up. So I show up and I like wait for an hour. The contractor picks me up, and next thing I know, we're at this restaurant. Like he gets me like seafood pasta. Like it's a place that he goes to every day. And then we met his friend there. And then after I had like just the best meal, it was like a whole plate just like full of pasta and seafood, and I love seafood. After that, we headed out and we went on this journey to the little mountain full of my little village that literally has 300 people. Like I literally live in a village with 300 people. And so we're going up this mountain, and it was honestly, I was like, wow, like I cannot believe the views. It's like I'm in Tuscany, like I'm literally in the Tuscan region. Like I just see like the stretches of miles of vineyards and wineries and all these things. I'm just like in awe, complete shock. Like you just only see just green. You just see green mountains. You see like cattle and sheep and like flocks. Flocks only used for birds. I don't know what the term is. I don't know why there's different terms for different animals, but I just see like groups of the cattle and the sheep all together. And then we eventually get to the bottom of the mountain that we're about to climb up. So we climb up this mountain, and I end up in my little home. And the next day I was here, I was on a mission. Like there's one thing that I realized I'm capable of doing, is that I'm really good with people, and that I can really use like my gifts to serve. So what I ended up doing is I go for this walk like by myself, just this American girl, like literally no one speaking English here, and I just walk up to this crowd. Like they're all at least like 50 years old and older, and they're standing outside of the school. And I just walk up to them, I'm like, hey, I'm like, ciao, mi chiamo Olivia. I was like, io voglio, which means like, I want. I was like, hi, my name's Olivia, I want to volunteer. I was like, io credo volontario non paghi. I was like, I want to volunteer, I don't need to be paid, because I'm like, I'm about to be here for 1 month. I was like, I'm not about to just like sit in this. I was like, I'm not just about to sit in this like empty place by myself and not like get to know. I'm like on a mission. I'm like, I want to get to know this community, and I want to like be like a family. I want to be a family with these people here, because this is a place I would love to just come back to, right? Like for the rest of my life as I get older, and really just establish some roots here and just get to know people here. And so they're all looking at me, literally have no clue what I'm saying. And luckily there's 2 young girls, like probably in their late 20s, and then they get their phones and they start Google translating, and then they're like, oh, brava, like they're saying to everyone else like what I wanted to do and how I want to volunteer. And I find out like they're actually all like bus drivers, or they volunteer at the ambulance, like with the ambulance place. And then I was like, no, like I don't want to volunteer at the ambulance. I'm like, I want to volunteer at the school, like I want to teach English. And then they're all, basically the conclusion with that was like, it's not possible to really do that right now. So I was like, okay. So then I just like continue my walk. I go to this little market that's only open like 2 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the afternoon. And I grabbed a salad and canned tuna. And I'm literally wearing like all this like sweaty, dirty, gross smelling clothes, because I've been traveling in it for like the last 2 days. And so after that, I end up, like I had this random meal, and so now this is going on to my 3rd day. The next day rolls around, and I just like kept going on walks around the village. And next thing I know, I walk up to the park, and I'm just like saying, I'm like, ciao to like all the kids there. And then they're all like so intrigued. They're like, who is this person? Like obviously not from here. And I just start talking to them. And the funny thing is they're not native Italians. Like they're actually from Macedonia. And so I was talking to them, and they like spoke some Italian, and it was like really cool, because this summer I had just been in Skopje, North Macedonia. So I was talking with them, and Long story short, that moment sparked like this amazing journey over the last month where I ended up like buying paint and paper and playing cards and just starting this little cool relationship and bond with the people here. And as weeks went on, it literally turned into every day I was like meeting with these kids. I was teaching them homework, and even though it was all in Italian, I was teaching them I was teaching them math like through their Italian homework. And then I was teaching them not even teaching them, I was painting with them, but I did teach them actually how to do cartwheels. They did not know how to do cartwheels before, and I would bring my speaker, my JBL speaker to the park, and like, it's just all these kids, like it's literally just me at this park with all these kids, like from all ages. There's like 4-year-olds, and then there's like 18-year-olds, like everyone, like we're all just hanging out together. And as time went on, I eventually became known as like the girl that draws with the kids. And I think God has just like continued to show me like who I am as a person. It's like those moments came simply just out of me like going and just like just being in the world and just like saying yes to opportunity. They were not moments that I ever could have planned up or could have try and like planned. Like it was just simply out of these small little moments that I really feel like God just created, and they just showed me that it just like gave me this this comforting confidence in the Lord to know like who I am is who I can be all the time, like no matter what is happening, no matter like what I am aspiring to be in terms of like my goals and passions with like social media and creating content, and like my dream to be like travel videographer. That is honestly my dream. I think God showed me like the moments that truly make you full as a person are the moments when you're serving. Like literally when you are just like with people and you're just not expecting anything, and you're just truly living freely, presently, in like the heart posture of just like giving your time and like giving your experience and your knowledge. Like I've never felt more full. And every day they literally, I'm sitting in this room right now and in Italy still, and they come up to this window right here, and every day I hear them go, Olivia, Olivia, and I go out with them, and we just have an adventure. And this week I've been bringing my Inu hammock, and I've been letting them all take turns using the hammock, and like I'll let them help me set it up with the trees and everything. And the moms and the parents, like everyone's just like laughing and just like smiling because they know like they know that I am just here, like just joyfully hang out with these kids, even if it's just like for an hour or two at a time. And I'm not even kidding, like I feel like I'm witnessing these kids unlock core memories, which is just so special that it just, God can really use you anywhere. Like at any moment, at any time, you might just be going along with your day, but I really feel like there's moments that could be presented every single day of your life that you were not planning for, that you were not intentionally expecting to happen, that God just kind of plants for you. And it's like you can walk into that, you can enter that moment, or you could miss like a really cool blessing. And I feel like this whole month has just been a blessing, and I literally feel like my whole purpose of being here was to like spend time with these kids, and it's been the sweetest thing. And I think it's ironic because they actually speak sheep, which is the national language of Albania, which is the place I will be going back to in the new year. And so I'm like, all right, God, you're planting something with Albania. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of everything. And the reason why I just kind of went on this whole storytelling moment was just to kind of remind you, with everything that's happening, like no matter what my life looks like on TikTok, Instagram, whatever. It's like there's sort of things that are happening behind the scenes, and I guess I just want to make it known, like, I'm still figuring out my journey, and I just appreciate you for being here. And it really is a desire on my heart to be consistent with this, because I seriously, like there's just so much, like, I can't even, like, I just feel like I'm bottling up like so many things that I just like want to share and tell and just like inspire and motivate and encourage. But at the same time, it's like you got to do that from a full cup. And I think God is really growing me, teaching me right now, building me up and showing me what I need to do. But I don't want to leave you hanging, because this podcast is something that is not going anywhere, and I am so excited for what is going to happen. Like, don't think that, I mean, I know it's been some time, but I just want you to know, like, when the last couple of months have been happening and I have not been as consistent as updating, like, I just don't want you to think that this has escaped my mind, because I am more excited than ever to be consistent and just like get back on the Best Day Ever podcast, get guests on here, continue to do what I am loving, which is just being right here in this moment with you guys. And honestly, it'd be really cool. Like, I would, from the bottom of my heart, I would appreciate if there's anything that you feel like you've taken out of this episode, or maybe you have questions about more things, or maybe you want to know more about like my experience. I'd love for you to like DM me and ask me questions, or maybe there's something that you're like a topic that you're interested in hearing more about, or maybe you're wondering like how exactly I went through the process of being here. Like, I would love to share exactly what I did to be able to travel this summer with this internship. There's just so many things that I would love to share, and so if there's anything specific, like, just message me, and I would also really appreciate if you would just take a moment to give this episode a rating. You can rate it on Spotify and Apple, and you can comment on YouTube. What that does for me is allows me, through receiving the reviews and the ratings, really just helps me to continue to be able to do this podcast and just continue to make it a platform that I can just continue sharing on, because it's really, it can be really difficult to just continue to have the momentum to keep going, because as a podcaster, like, having those reviews, having that comment, like, it really helps you to continue grow and to continue get status with these platforms. And right now I specifically am using Anchor by Spotify, and so it is obviously my goal to continue to be able to do this. And the only way I can continue to be able to do this is through listeners like you. And so I just thank you for this time that we've spent together, and I just really am just praying for you, and knowing that I'll just be praying that you know that there truly is a plan, that there's a purpose. And honestly, my friend, I'm like, we are all just figuring it out together, and I'm like, this is just what it's all about. We're just all on this journey together, and I really cannot wait to see you in the next episode, because I've already got the most amazing guests, and they're guests from all around the world who are just waiting to share with you their story as well. And so thank you for this time. Don't forget, you are loved, you're chosen, and you're seen, and you're so beautiful, and your life carries so much value to the people around you, and your presence like really makes itself known. Like, when you walk into a room, like, there is literally no one like you. And then I just pray that you would never stop shining your light. All right, my friends, that is it for today. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your time, and I will catch you next week. Bye.